Hi guys, Alex here from the previous podcast, the Weekly Roundup, with Alex and Dan. And today I am, of course, on the couch, on the sofa, with my co-presenter on the South Coast, Dan. Hey, say hello, Dan.
Hello.
And, well, we've got a little bit of something to share with you guys. I mean, you've been with us since the journey, right, for the last two and a half years or so since we've been doing this. And Dan and I have got a very, very special announcement. So sit down, grab a cup of tea, pull together your loved ones, because we've got something really sad to tell you. And it's with a heavy heart, Dan, isn't it, that the Weekly Roundup is no more.
It's gone. A piece.
It's been taken by the winged assassins of the South Coast with the Shitehawks. It's been buried deep in the Solent, in the sea, just off the South Coast of Portsmouth, with the rest of the poor pop cultural references. It may be, dredged up like the Titanic in the films, in the future. Don't know where I'm going with this, but nonetheless, at the moment, at least, it's we're gonna close that door down.
We are. We're closing a chapter.
We are. So thank you all. Goodbye, and we love you.
It's been emotional, and thank you to the guys that have all contributed, and the lasses, of course. I don't really know what to say. I feel extremely emotional. I'm getting a bit misty-eyed. Okay. I understand, and we can all hear the emotion in your voice, and we're with you. We're in solidarity. But this is. I saw a Shitehawk just fly past my window.
That's it.
I live opposite a school now. I mean, they're all out there, like, fighting and barking at each other. He had a piece of the Weekly Roundup.
No, he did.
I don't know what to do.
No. I think don't fight it. Let it take control and fly off with that piece of your legacy. We've been a little bit unfair though, Dan, I think, haven't we? We've toyed with our listeners' emotions, because actually it's not over. Bit of clickbait for you. It's not over. We are crawling into that chrysalis. We are hibernating, and we are now spreading our wings into something a little bit different. Dan, talk us through what's next for the channel. What are we doing?
Well, I mean, I've been teasing it on our Facebook and Instagram stories for the last couple of weeks. But all we're doing is we're changing our name.
Simple as that. Not to anything strange, indeed, Paul. None of it like that. But we are nonetheless rebranding and taking a new direction for the channel. So,
before I sort of give the name away, I mean, it'll probably be in the artwork when we drop it on socials anyway. So I was talking to Joey, so the guy that designed all our artwork, and the picture of us on the couch, the microphone with the cityscape, etc. He had some success in rebranding. So he was formerly Casey Design, and now he goes under the guise of Morbid Mundane, and he's been very successful in doing so. Go check out his clothing. It's wonderful. Me and Alex wear it, I want to say all the time, but we have garments.
I'm rocking one of his t-shirts right now, actually. The Little Lies Tired Eyes t-shirt in black. It's a beauty. So if you want to rock some unofficial merchandise of the channel, go and check out Morbid and Mundane, because it's immense stuff.
Am I right in thinking you've got his face mask as well?
Yeah, man. I'm rocking the face mask. What I'll do is I'll post a picture on socials of me being fully kitted out in M&M, not the M&M, but M&M gear. It's I didn't think of that, actually. I'm fully representing for this episode, and quite rightly so. Great local talent. I still owe you some beers, Joey. When things settle down and we can be a little bit closer, not in that way, but be able to share a pint safely, I will do so, because I do owe you a couple of pints. But no, nonetheless, he's a great talent, so go and check him out. He's got an Etsy. I think he's got an Etsy account, hasn't he, on Instagram? So have a look in the description, in the bio. It's a great place to get some awesome local stuff.
Yeah, for sure. But anyway, I was talking to Joey and my cousin. Like, we're good friends. We grew up together. I've known Joey for a very long time. I want to go back as far as 1997, so we've been friends for ages. And obviously I've known my cousin since the day he was born. So we get on really well. And I was talking about, how do we become more accessible as a podcast? And it was only when Joe said, well, the Weekly Roundup with Alex and Dan is a very long-winded thing. Like, is that accessible for people to find so quickly? If you type in the Weekly Roundup, you're going to get loads of stuff coming up on your Google searches, and you need to change your name. And this is where I went to my other half. I said, how would you feel about the Weekly Roundup changing its name? She said, well, that's a good thing, really, because you don't really do weekly roundups anymore. And actually you talk about more topical things. We talk about conspiracy theories. We talked about the Mandela effect, Hollywood divas. Obviously, we've got the upcoming episode of Urban Legends.
Oh, yes.
And we don't necessarily always talk about the pop culture world in those things. So it allows us to sort of branch away a little bit. And we will still be doing the pop culture stuff. But then I sort of came to you and I sort of explained. And we were sort of both on board really for it, weren't we?
Yeah, and I think, Dan, I think it's to your point. It allows us to do more when we want to go off piste. We want to do something a little bit different. It just gives us the ability to be able to challenge and to do new things and have fun.
Yeah.
And to that point, we came up with a particular name, didn't we?
We did. Now, I'm going to sort of go back to 2018 when we first started the Weekly Roundup with Alex and Dan, and I was talking to a work colleague. And all credit due. This credit goes to him. His name's Aaron. I loved him to death, working with him, and I miss him now, even sort of moving on from retail. He said, well, you should have called yourselves On The Topic. And that's where we've gone. We've called ourselves On The Topic podcast, and I just think it's more suitable for what we're doing now.
Yeah, it's nice and simple. It's a little bit less of a mouthful. And I think our topics can change with our interests and with your suggestions, and it won't feel quite so forced or like unnatural to kind of channel direction. So a simpler name, but hopefully gives us more kind of broader kind of spectrum to discuss and to play with new things. So yeah, it's exciting stuff. And yeah, On The Topic podcast, it's got a nice ring to it, and I think it's all around a better thing for us.
Big shout out to Joe again, who went out of his way to change just the font on the microphone logo. I mean, that'll be on the artwork, of course. Big thanks, Joey. So we do owe you some beers.
Yeah, man.
The future. But I'm really excited for this new branding. I mean, the artwork won't be changing, and we'll still have us on the couch. The microphone logo is still the same. It's just a different name. It's all good.
A new lick of paint, a fresh lease of life, and again, just gives us more of a chance to do different and diverse things. And I guess to the point, guys, get in touch. Let us know. We'll put the new contact details in the description below, but on the social medias, at least let us know what your thoughts are. Did we choose a good enough name? Is it in the right direction? Have you got any topic ideas? As we still got some ideas in the pipeline about some stuff we still want to cover off from the Weekly Roundup days, but as we've now got the shackles unleashed and we can cover whatever you want, is there anything that you want us to cover off? This is still your podcast and your views. Get in touch and let us know what your thoughts are. But it's a new chapter, Dan, and I'm very excited to be able to do some new stuff with it.
Yeah, I can't wait. Still fighting the shite hawks in the summer when lockdown is all hopefully eased to a point where we can actually be in the same room together.
Oh, it'll be glorious.
Can't wait to talk about more pop culture, but again, it's sort of expanding on the realms outside it, I guess. I mean, Urban Legends has got some crazy, gnarly shit in it that I'm looking forward to deep diving some weird creatures and stuff that isn't pop culture related at all.
Yeah, it's going to be nuts. So yeah, looking forward to that episode, which will probably be dropping in the next couple of weeks after we release this one.
Yeah, for sure. But I guess that sort of rounds up for now for a new chapter. I don't really know what to do about contact details, Alex.
Well, as I say, what we'll do is we'll work it out. Yeah, we'll work it out. We'll put the contact details in the description below, so have a look. But keep your eye out on for social media. That's the best place to get in contact and to reach out to us. We've had people send us messages and comments, and that's the best way. So keep your eye out for those new posts. And yeah, we'll no doubt run some polls, because we're struggling down, aren't we, about what to call you guys before it was Rasters for the Weekly Roundup with Alex and Dan, and we don't know what to call you. So no doubt we'll do a poll, so keep your eyes open for that. And you can have a say about how you get involved with us and us back to you guys in the community. But, exciting times. But for another episode, I've been Alex.
And I've been Dan.
And we'll see you next time.